Good. Good. Thumbs up. I got the thumbs up. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our special council meeting for October 3rd. As we have quorum, I will call the meeting to order. It is 12:10. I always like to start the meeting off in a good way by acknowledging that the city of Maple Ridge carried out its business under traditional and unceded territory of the Katy First Nation and the Kwantlen First Nation. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be available to the public for playback on our website in accordance with Council Policy 3.12. The purpose of a council meeting is to enact powers given to council using bylaws or resolutions and is the venue for debate of issues before voting on bylaw or resolution. This meeting is being conducted through the city's One Meeting platform. For voting purposes, council has been provided with voting cards, green for in favor, red for opposed, and yellow for point of order.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. However, Madam Clerk, we have an amendment to the agenda.
We are removing item 4.3 land acquisition. So the motion is to adopt the agenda as amended.
Okay. Councillor Youssef moves the motion, seconded by Councillor Schiller. All those in favor? Motion is adopted unanimously. Thank you very much. That was the approval of the agenda, right? Okay, good. Okay, we're going to move on to the next item. Madam Clerk. Next item on the agenda is 2.1, BRT recommendation. We have a presentation from staff. Before that presentation begins, I just want to make a few comments on BRT. This is something obviously that's been in the works for quite a few months since last year's election. Been a lot of work going on behind the scenes. Just to try to preface of what's going to happen, late October, there's going to be a workshop with Mayor's Council at TransLink, specifically on BRT. Then in early November, there will be a vote as to which lines would be considered priority lines. There's quite a bit of criteria that they've been looking for and that they've been signaling for quite some time. So while we've had discussions about BRT, one of the things that we've tried to keep everybody up to date, there has been limited information as to exactly what this would look like and so on and so forth. One of the biggest criteria from TransLink in their assessing the order of priority is staff and council ability to be on board with the BRT project. So it's going to be interesting because there are a few other communities that are vying for either the first, second, or third. And my understanding is they'll likely go up to 3. It could be only 2 to start off with. We don't know yet. So what we have to do is make sure that the council as a staff that we've been doing our due diligence. Staff have been working closely with TransLink, and I'm sure that'll be part of our presentation today. But the one thing I do want to stress the most, what we would be approving today is the fact that we're on board with this. If we are selected 1, 2, or 3, the hard work begins as to what this will actually look like. We still have an option to not do it. If they came to us and they said, yeah, you're losing a lane on each side of Lougheed Highway, council still has the ability to come back and say, yeah, that's not going to work for us. This is more of everybody trying to be on the same page so that with that upcoming vote, that we're signaling to TransLink and to our fellow municipalities that we're a strong supporter of this, that we're behind this, that we've had people working on this. We've had our staff working on this. We've had part of our Maple Ridge Moves campaign. So we've signaled to the public what we're going with this. So this is all about getting to that first, second, or third vote. Okay, so we could have done this a few months ago, but there just wasn't a lot of information. So we wanted to wait until we had enough information that we can present, so you have a better picture of what this is all about. And that's where we're at today. So I will stop right there and I'll let Katerina start her presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perfect.
I could be a doze. I could do that. Hi, my name is Doze. Good job.
That's okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mayor Rumi, for some of the context, and I'll just continue to build on the picture that the mayor has painted for everyone here today, as we're talking about bus rapid transit and our support, hopefully, of that. So where we're at today, as council recalls, on September the 12th, we did officially launch our Maple Ridge Moves campaign, and council endorsed that, as the mayor was mentioning earlier. And on the 13th, council supported on the 12th, and the 13th is when we launched it. And of course, the Maple Ridge Moves plan includes several road improvement projects that are critical to enabling the introduction of bus rapid transit lines that have been proposed by TransLink in the Access for Everyone. It's 10-year transportation plan, of which BRT is one of our key priorities under the Maple Ridge Moves strategy. And as a quick refresh, our Maple Ridge Moves strategy is also intended to open up new areas for housing, development, and industrial lands, both of which, of course, are in limited supply in the Lower Mainland. The purpose is to enable improved trade and transport access to Highway 1, Highway 7, Highway 17th, all the way to Deltaport. And this is with the context within which we are building the BRT. The road improvements in the Maple Ridge Moves plan will divert traffic from the BRT routes, ensuring transit users have access to faster and more frequent buses, and drivers can get where they need to go. This all contributes to cleaner air, lower GHG emissions, helping to meet the federal and provincial climate targets. And our other parts of the plan, in addition to enabling the introduction of the 2 BRT lines, is the enhancement of Golden Ears Way, the expansion of Abernathy Way, and building the Silver Valley Bridge. So in a nutshell, we are planning and strategizing, and we're ready for more transit. We are ready, as the mayor mentioned, to be the first city in the region to welcome bus rapid transit, the new technology in the Access for Everyone plan. And BRT is defined by 3 key features: dedicated lanes and transit signal priority, modern stations, real-time information, prepayment and level boarding, and specialized zero-emission, spacious, and comfortable vehicles. So as mentioned, the 2 routes that we are earmarked for are the Langley-Haney Place BRT, which will connect the centers of Langley and Maple Ridge with the fully traffic separated BRT line. And then also the Lougheed Highway BRT, which will replace the existing R3 rapid bus connecting the city centers of Coquitlam and Maple Ridge into a fully traffic separated BRT line there. On September 13th as well, the mayor submitted a letter to the BC Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Rob Fleming, to express our steadfast willingness and desire to be one of the first communities to secure a BRT line. So this followed on the heels of the Maple Ridge Moves announcement and council's endorsement of that plan. to reinforce the city's direction on BRT. BRT is strategically aligned with council's strategic priorities: livable community, climate leadership and environmental stewardship, engaged, healthy community, and a diversified and thriving economy. Last week, of course, we also endorsed the new strategic transportation plan from the city, for which BRT is also referenced. And then we have, of course, the Access for Everyone 10-year priorities plan that we keep hearing about, and Mayor's Council role on that. BRT prioritization is going to depend on the following criteria. 1, project readiness. Secondly, availability of labor and materials. Thirdly, ability to secure fleet. And 4th, funding and financing considerations. And as was also mentioned, the Mayor's Council is set to make its decision on TransLink's 10-year transportation investment plan in early November 2023. And planning is underway right now with TransLink for the prioritization and assessing all the various communities. And the city has been actively working with TransLink and the Mayor's Council to position itself as one of the communities in the first phase of TransLink's Access for Everyone investment plan. So in sum, the BRT resolution rationale is that the Mayor's Council, TransLink, and the BC Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, they want to work with willing partners and are seeking indications, expressions of willingness from local municipalities. The other consideration is that to date, several competing Metro Vancouver municipalities have publicly indicated support for BRT to strengthen their positions. And a supportive resolution of recommendations would signal strong council support to our government partners as we approach this critical fall decision making, and will enable further advocacy efforts and aligned external communications on our Maple Ridge Moves strategy and specifically on BRT.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Can I get a motion to move this item, please? Moved by Councillor Carrera, seconded by Councillor Schiller. Questions, please. No questions? Oh, sorry, Councillor Carrera.
Not a question, but a comment because we're voting on it. Just thank you for bringing this forward and for all your advocacy on this. I think our community has been left behind for far too long in our transit needs. And I think it's really impacting our ability to expand and support our citizens, and anything we can do to expedite transit is a good thing. And I think it's time that TransLink and the province really put their money into Maple Ridge, because this is where it's at and this is where the growth is happening, and it's absolutely desperate that we get it. So thank you very much for this and good luck going forward. And I'll be watching the vote when it comes up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Dote.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. I'll just lend my voice to what Councillor Carreras just said, and I want to take it nudge a little bit further by saying that I think we owe it a duty to our community to do whatever it takes to put us in front, make us the front runner, and leave us there, so that if at all there was going to be any decision on this, it should be in favor of Maple Ridge. Mr. Mayor, I want all of us to unanimously support this and move this forward, and not just supporting it today, but continue to support it until it gets to the fruition, the target that we are looking at. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Seeing no further. No, Jenny? No, I don't see a hand up. No. Okay. Seeing no further ones. I'll just add a comment here that while it's 9 lines in the 10-year plan, there's no guarantee that anything beyond the first, second, or third. I mean, they could come back to us in 10 years and saying, okay, now we're going to work on it. This is why it's so important to get on the front of this. And this is what council staff have been working with, the meetings we've been having with TransLink, the advocacy, running around, just signaling this is where we want to go. So this is our best opportunity in the short term to make something happen. So I'll end it on there. So seeing how there's no further comments or questions, I will call the questions. All those in favor? And it is unanimous. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because this is, it's so important for our community, and this unanimous support will go a long way when we have our workshop later in October and when we have the vote. Knowing that we have staff and council behind us makes it a lot more easier for me to go out and convince people we should be there. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next item is motion to exclude, to go into moved by Councillor Doze, seconded by Councillor Schiller. You had like you were going to say something. All those in favor? Motion is unanimous. We will, how long do we need to go? 10 minutes? Okay, so now's a good time to do what you do. You got 10 minutes. The time is now 12:26.